Richard Prophet here, Prophet Realty Group channel. We're at the beach again. Yeah, we're at the beach.
What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Richard Prophet. Welcome back to the Prophet Realty Group channel. And I just want to send a shout out to Big Easy Mafia. Big Easy Mafia, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the family, brother.
In particular, that always stood out to me, that has always been, without a doubt, my favorite watch channel is Archie Luxury. Archie Luxury, Paul Pluta.
They didn't have any more 15, but I got the 14.
Send a shout out to Archie Luxury. What's up, Archie? What's up, Paul? I see you. I recently found out that Archie
Cheers, family.
watches my videos and he enjoys my videos. He gave me
All right.
one of his
So it's Sunday night. You know what that means? No matter what else is going on, it's Sunday night. So we're talking Rolex, right? Yeah. All right. Let's go. Now, you saw the topic. This might be somewhat controversial, but I want to get into it. I want to talk about it. Never buy a used watch. Never buy a used Rolex, right? Now let me say, never buy a used Rolex unless it's discontinued. Right? So I mean, like if a model you wanted was discontinued, it's okay to buy it used if you must have that in your collection. Now, my only caveat to that is the only time you can buy a used watch is like if you know the exact history of the watch. Now, let's say your buddy bought a Rolex from his AD, and you know the exact history of the watch. You know when he serviced or didn't service the watch. You know every scratch of the watch. You know every ding on the watch. You know any vacations he's taking with the watch. You know the exact history of the watch. And if he wants to sell the watch, you want to pick it up from him, whether he wants to, he needs money for, he wants to get another watch, or he needs money because he needs to buy something else, or, he needs money, for personal reasons. That's fine. You know the entire history of that watch. You wanna, you wanna take it off his hands. That's fine. That is the only acceptable time where you can buy a used Rolex. And I'm not talking about the guys that buy watches to sell them or to flip them, whatever. I mean, that's obvious, of course. They buy used watches, right? We're not talking about that here. Now,
Archie, I watch all your videos, I subscribe to all your channels.
what we're talking about is if you're collecting watches or you just want a beautiful watch for yourself, just never buy a used Rolex. Now, I know some people are going to have a problem with this video. I know some people are going to disagree with me, but that's okay. So let's talk about it, right? Let's jump into it. Now, years ago, when I was thinking about getting the solid gold landlord watch, right? This was before, I picked it up at my AD. I was thinking about getting the solid gold landlord. And that was back then. I know it's going to sound strange now to say, but back then, a few years back, there was actually a time where used watches cost less money than MSRP. A used watch costs less money than or a gray market watch costs actually less money than a watch from your AD, from a brand new watch. And especially a gold piece. I remember back then you could get a gold piece for a 10%, or if you had a good connection, a 15% discount at your AD, believe it or not. Those times are long gone, and some people, that are new to watches, new to Rolex or whatever, can't even relate to what I'm talking about. But the people that have been around, Archie, people like this, they know exactly what I'm talking about. So, yeah, so I spoke to a buddy of mine. His name is Mikey. He's got a nice Rolex collection himself, but this was even before he's even bought his first piece. I spoke to him and I said, hey, Mikey, I'm thinking about, getting that watch I was telling you about. but I'm thinking about getting it used. Because the price is so much different, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what he told me. This is an exact quote from my buddy Mikey. Profit. Nah, we don't do that. We don't do used watches. End quote. And Mikey is one of my inner circle. What I call one of my four quarters. So whatever he says to me, I'm just not gonna brush off. I'm gonna take it to heart and I'm gonna think about it. So when he said that to me, I went home and I thought about it. I thought about it. I thought about it. I studied it. I meditated on it. I slept on it. And this is what I came up with. So I thought back to my own experience, right? When I had my very first real Rolex watch, I mean, everybody knows that story, right? You've seen any one of my videos, I've talked about it. My first real Rolex was a two-tone landlord bluesy. And I had to sell that watch when not because I wanted to, or not because I wanted to trade it in for something else, or because, I just wanted to F off and sell my watch. No, it's because I had to sell it. It broke my heart selling that watch. It was actually this watch, but the earlier model, the two-tone bluesy, that's why I had to replace it. But, when I sold that watch, I felt like such a friggin' loser. But I had to sell it because, my business was gone. It's not because I wanted to. It's because my business was gone. So I had to sell it. So, I mean, you think... So you're going around, you're shopping around, you're trying to get a used watch. You're on the internet, or you're going to like one of these gray market dealers. A watch... Listen to me now. A watch is a spiritual object. I mean, it captures moments in time. It captures that energy of that moment in time, and it encapsulates it to that exact moment. I mean, there's been things solved because of when it was committed, the guy was wearing a Rolex and they checked his watch and they saw the exact time it stopped, and a watch encapsulates an exact moment in time. So that man has to sell his watch. He takes that watch to a gray market dealer. His whole energy is encapsulated in that timepiece, in that watch, in that beautiful Rolex. And he sells it to the gray market dealer. Now you go in and you buy that watch from that gray market dealer. That moment in time, that energy, that whole thing about why that guy had to sell that watch is encapsulated in that watch, and you bought it and you put it on your wrist. I mean, I don't know this to be a fact, but I'm pretty sure that the guy that bought my watch, my two-tone landlord bluesy, from a gray market dealer, the guy that bought my watch, his business went straight to hell. His whole life went to hell. I mean, you buy a used watch online, also gray market dealer, no history. You think that watch has no history, but that watch has a history. That dealer, you ask, oh, tell me a little bit about the watch. That dealer's going to tell you, oh, no, it was some rich guy. He came in, he traded in the watch. He bought it from me, Rolex Rainbow Daytona. That guy's going to tell you anything just to sell you that piece. He don't give a crap about that watch, and he, for damn sure, doesn't give, a crap about you. You know, your dealer's just trying to move that piece. And, you know, the truth may be, you know, more dismal. And in some cases, you know, nefarious. You know what I mean? So, you know, you got some guy, he sold his watch. You know, he's going down the shitter. You know, he needs money ASAP, just like I did. When I sold my two-tone Landlord Bluesy, you know, my beloved two-tone Rolex watch, you know, it broke my heart. You know, it was one of the biggest regrets of my life. I mean, you know, that guy that watch that you're buying, that guy could be losing his business. You know, his marriage could be breaking up. He could be getting foreclosed on. I mean, you know, why is he selling his watch? Because he wants to? Nah. No way. No, sir. Not me, you know. Or the watch could be stolen. You just never know. You don't know the history of a used watch. And you don't want that luck, that energy transferred to you. I mean, the whole, you know, everything is energy. The whole universe is energy. We are energy. You know, we've established that already, that, you know, the whole universe, human, everything is just energy. We're balls of energy. And if you're going to take somebody's energy of, you know, him losing his business, his marriage going to crap, you know, him getting foreclosed on, and he was wearing that watch when he got foreclosed on, it got encapsulated here, and he sold it to some guy that sold it to you, and now you put it on your wrist, and you wonder why your business is going to hell. Nah, man. No, sir. Not me. So anybody within the sound of my voice, listen to me, please. If you never listen to anything else I said, don't buy a used watch. You know, don't do it. Just wait, man. Wait. Build a relationship with an AD. Get an AD close to you. Build a relationship with them, and just be patient. You know, just be patient. You know, you'll get the watch you want. You know, ever since I started this channel, you know, I've got a lot of emails. Ever since I started doing videos on YouTube, I've always got a lot of emails. But this question in particular, oh, Prophet, can I buy? You know, especially when I started to share my love for Rolex on the channel here, because I've always had a love for Rolex. You know that already. But when I've started to share my love for Rolex, this question came up a lot. Hey, Prophet, should I buy a used or new Rolex? And now it's coming back again. You know, I've got this email several times from different people. I guess because everybody's at home, they're on the internet, they're buying stuff, and people are telling me, can I buy a good watch can I buy a used watch if I get it at a good price? And my answer has to be no, man. No, you don't want no used watch energy. You just don't want it. You know, again, unless you're buying a watch or you're buying a Rolex. Let's talk Rolex. I'm talking about Rolex. I'm only talking about Rolex. Forget all those other puffy brands. I'm talking about Rolex. The self-made man's watch, the self-made woman's watch. I'm talking about Rolex here. You don't want somebody else's watch. It's the self-made man's watch. You understand? The self-made man. You don't want somebody else's bad energy on your watch. Now, I want to open this discussion up to I want to open this discussion up to everybody out there within the sound of my voice. I want you to tell me if you agree with me. Leave it in the comments below. If you disagree with me, leave it in the comments below, and I'll go through the comments and we'll get into it. We'll get into it next week, and we'll talk about it. But if you want my advice, my opinion, my advice, and you're on the fence between buying a used watch and buying a brand new watch. Again, I'm not talking about the vintage guys, and I'm not talking about a watch that's discontinued and you want to add that particular piece to your collection. I am talking about if you think you're getting a used watch for cheaper than a new one, MSRP, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm your host, Richard Prophet. This is the Prophet Realty Group channel. Leave a comment below and we'll get into it next week. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, everybody.